is our pleasure to have you, ma'am, with us. And we would request you to kindly enlighten all of us present here today a little more about what shamanism is. And the floor is all yours now.
Thank you. Thank you so much. I just want to start by thanking everyone who's here. And sorry for the inconvenience and the delay that happened. And thank you so much for all of you waiting and still joining. So I really, really appreciate that. So we talk about shamanism. The word shamanism itself is very old, and this is the most ancient healing. So if you guys have heard about healing, right? Healing is a process of making yourself whole and complete. It's a way in which we, we're always be whole by ourselves, but it's in a way in which you become more of yourself, in a way in which you let go of traumatic events, you let go of memories, and you just, be yourself, be whole of yourself. There's not a part of you that's lost, or when you're unhealed, there's a part of you that's lost. There's something that's not with you. There's a lot of thinking, a lot of traumatic things happening, a lot of pain, illness, suffering. When you start healing and you become more of yourself, a lot of these things change. So one of the most ancient healing methodologies on earth is the shamanic healing. And it's not only about healing. It's what if it's something about evolving yourself? Would you like to keep evolving? Isn't life about how do I get better? Isn't life about how am I better today than I was yesterday? That can be your life. Your life can also be like, just I go to work, I come back, I sleep. It can just be surviving, or it can be like, who am I? What am I meant to do? What else can I achieve on this planet? So evolution. How did evolution start? Did you guys wonder from where did you learn this language? From where did you learn, where this is going? So Navmalika, someone is asking, is this being recorded? I hope it's being recorded.
It is being recorded. It is going on YouTube and Facebook.
Yeah, it's being recorded. Thank you for the question. Yeah. So have you wondered, how did all of this start? So this started with something called, we'll call it the spirit of the earth. The earth itself has its own spirit. And the physical world is just one part of what you see. Everything is not physical, right? Can you guys sense the wind? Can you guys hear some sounds, the sound of the wind? Can you guys see abstract things which you actually cannot see, but you can perceive that there's something more? So there are a lot of things which exist, but you cannot see. So spirit world is something like that. And the spirit of the earth is what drives this whole evolution. So it is said that when we were cavemen, now how did we evolve from cavemen into who you are today? When you were cavemen and you used to close your eyes, the spirit of the earth would come and show them how to make tools. How did they invent tools? The spirit of the earth would show them how to make drawings. How do you hunt? I mean, who gave the idea of I should hunt and eat animals? Because we are actually, our tooth are designed for vegetarian food. Our digestive system is designed for vegetarian food. So how did we evolve? How did we adapt? We adapted during the ice age, when all the plants went under ice. So there was no way that human race could survive the winter. Now there are other animals that have a lot of fur coats and they could survive, but we could have not survived the winter until the spirit of the earth came in the form of the spirit of the antelope, beautiful animal, which looks like a deer. And the antelope came and told all the human beings, I will die in front. I will die for you. You use my meat and you use my skin. You use my skin to cover yourself, to protect yourself in the winter. And you use my meat to eat because there are no plants under the ice available for you to evolve and thrive. So that's where shamanism has its roots, so ancient. And then when we go to this ancient technology, we connect to something within ourselves. And when you go within yourself, you can talk to things which are not actually physical. And we start with your spirit animal. So this is a spirit world. It's a beautiful world and it's not hard to access. So we access it with the sound of shamanic drumming, or there are different ways in which you can access it. Trance, because when cavemen used to go into trance, they used to get this information. So today we don't need information of how to wear clothes or how to eat meat. But what would you like to do? Would you like to be more of yourself? Would you like to talk to the wind? which is so pretty? Would you like to receive messages from waters? Would you like to learn from animals? Animals and plants, they are the core of the earth. And every plant and animal is designed to teach us. We are here to learn from them. They are not, I don't believe they're lesser consciousness than us, and humans are better than animals. So my primary guide, so we start the shamanic journey with finding who's your primary animal spirit guide. Who is that one animal who is there to help you evolve in this life? And mine is a wolf. So if you guys can see there, it's full of wolves and moons all over. That's the animal that powers me. So what is the power that I get from my wolf? Intelligence, intuition. Wolves are very intuitive. They are very alert. They know what to do. Wolves can take care of a whole pack. They can be alone. Either of them is fine. And when a wolf evolves, it doesn't evolve as a single wolf, right? It takes care of its whole pack. So wolves have that power, and wolves have the power to take care of the land in such a way that they can regenerate. If you put wolves in a land that is literally gone waste, they can regenerate the whole land. They know how to turn the water. They will eat up all the other animals that that are destroying the land, reduce their population, and it can revive a whole thing. So that's the capability of a wolf. Now, what would you like? Would you like to, if your power animal is a snake, what would you like to learn from a snake? How to shed old skin and keep getting new skin. How to keep changing. So if your power animal is a snake, every 2 to 3 years, your life will be about letting go of a lot of old things and transforming. So what else can we learn from these amazing spirit worlds? And when we say, I talk to the wolf, I connect with the wolf, it is not a real physical wolf, but the spirit of the wolf. And the spirit of the wolf will give me all of these qualities, just like the spirit of a butterfly. A spirit of the butterfly will help you metamorphosize. That is, a caterpillar becomes a butterfly. Now, you cannot look at a caterpillar and even imagine that green thing. I actually like caterpillars, so I can't call it ugly, but that little green thing will actually turn into such a different being with a smaller body and such beautiful wings and colors. Would you like to change like that? That you can learn from the butterfly. So every animal will give you this energy that you require, and it will show you how to heal. My wolf will show me how to let go of my trauma, how to find that lost part of me. The shamanic healing, the spirit world is where your soul or spirit resides. Now, the question you have to ask yourself is all of your soul with you? Yes or no? It's highly likely that when you've gone through an accident or some traumatic event, or somebody even betrayed you, right? When someone betrays you, it pains. So when I go through any of those traumas, part of my soul will leave me. Not the whole of my soul. I will still be alive, but I'll be less of myself. After an accident, sometimes I will never be the same. I will never have the same energy that I had before. Why is that? Part of you left you. And where does this part go? It's stuck in the spirit world. It's just stuck in the spirit world because you're still alive. It cannot leave you, but it's lost from you. The connection with you is lost. So how do I get this back? That's what we do in shamanic healing. How do I energetically go to the spirit world, see what's happening with my spirit, my soul, my being, whatever you would like to call it, and change that. And when you change that, the present, the here and now changes so beautifully. And these are called guides. So they give you amazing guidance with anything. This whole house, my wolf told me to buy it. I didn't have the money at that point, and I was like arguing with him. I was like, but I don't have the money. I don't think I should buy it. And he said, buy it. I will get you the money. And would you believe I gave the advance? And in 1 month, I had to pay the next amount. Just 1 day before I had to pay the next amount, all the money showed up because your guides will make things work for you. Yeah, I've written that in my book too. So it was so amazing. And my wolf was so adamant, like, you have to buy this house. So my house is now, this new house is full of wolves. If you can see, there are 3 here. There's a moon also, because wolves love moon. They get power from moon. So a lot of things. We derive power from these animals and from earth. And then we give back to earth. Because when we respect or pray to animals or nature, it gives us back. Now, without The trees, I don't get any air. Who am I without trees? I cannot be without trees. Because my oxygen, which is the most important thing that I require, is coming from the trees. The more I cut the trees, I'm killing myself. So you realize how much you're connected to Mother Earth, and literally everything you have been given is a gift from Mother Earth. It's not to be taken for granted. That is why life is a gift. Earth is giving you free air, so much beauty to see. Don't you feel, when you see the colors, blue, green of Earth, doesn't it feel so pretty? So many natural sceneries, all for free. The rain, how many of you like the smell of the rain and the sound of the rain and the smell of the earth when the rain falls on it? Isn't Earth giving you so much? So how do you connect yourself to this Earth? And the Earth asked you to come on Earth so that you can contribute to her. She will take care of you and you will take care of her. Not to destroy the Earth. So that love for nature is what shamanic healing helps you find. It helps you find, oh my God, the wind is so connected to you. The ocean will talk to you. Isn't that magical? All the animal spirits will come and tell you to do things. And then life becomes magical. It's no longer a tragedy or a trauma or a suffering. Your pain also goes away. And you love these animals. Why do you love them? I mean, why do I love them? I don't know whether you do or not. I hope you will start loving them after this conversation, but why do I love them? They are so unconditional. They will not judge you. None of the animals judge you. They don't say, yesterday you did this, I don't like you. Even if they're wild animals, if your vibration is different, they don't want to come near you. They don't come and harm you or, fight with you unnecessarily. If you go and kind of provoke them, then it's different. Otherwise, they like to be in their own space, right? And there is not one animal, whether it's a baby deer or a baby snake or a big animal, an adult, an old animal, that does not trust itself. Have you seen one animal that doesn't trust itself? No, they're all very instinctive. The snake will know if someone is coming behind. It'll run away if it feels threatened. The dog knows when are you going near, right? They're all so alert and they trust their instincts. How many of you trust your instincts? How many of us have learned to doubt ourselves? And none of the animals worry about the past or the future. Have you seen animals worrying about, will I get food tomorrow? What if I don't get water tomorrow? They just keep moving on, right? Elephants, if they don't find food in one area, they just move to the next area. They believe that the earth is abundant and the earth is taking care of them. That's true for us too. Would you like to believe that and change the way you look at the earth, yourself, and receive the beauty of what nature has to offer you in both spirit forms and physical forms? So the spirit form of nature is something very different. It can tell you what you have to do next. It can tell you what you shouldn't do. It can tell you how to heal yourself, because the earth is looking out for you, the whole of the spirit of the earth, in the form of plants, animals, in the form of other human beings, in the form of even the rocks, the mud. Everything you find on earth has its spirit, which will contribute to you. So how do I receive this contribution? That magic, it's sheer magic, right? It will come to you when you believe you're magical too. Aren't you part of magical earth? Then wouldn't you be magic too? So first is believing in yourself. And the second is following your intuition, not getting into too much thinking, because most of our problems come from thinking, overthinking. And, concluding what will happen in my future. What if I don't have enough money? What if my body is not good enough? What if I get older? So if you see animals, they don't age. Have you seen animals? Can you tell it's a 1-year dog or a 10-year-old dog? You can either say, look at the puppies and say, okay, this is a baby. Or you can see a big dog and say, this is a big dog. Unless it's really old, you can't make out how old they are, because they don't have judgments of age like we do. So there's so much to learn from the spirit world, and there is so much more. Okay, someone is asking how to know our animal spirit guide. So Navmalika, is it okay if I answer the question starting
Yes,
now?
absolutely, ma'am. In fact, I was going to come to that once. you would have. Yeah, please.
So I have a course on Udemy. I will post the link on the chat here, which you can actually use to find your primary guide, because you have to find this animal. It's not for someone else to tell you, right? It's part of you. You know yourself best. So this is something you have to do for yourself. It's a light meditation. It's only around 500 rupees or so on Udemy. I will post that link here. Please go through that video, and it'll tell you a lot more about the shamanic world. And once you find your animal guide, life is different. Life is totally different. The way you look at things, the way you get guidance is so magical. It is so magical. And initially, when I started it, I didn't believe it myself, but I've seen it again and again, that my wolf will come and tell me, today I'm going to give you a present. And I'm like, okay, how will a wolf physically give me a present? But one of my friends will come that day and they'll actually bring me something. And once it so happened that I have a lot of my students. So the wolf told her, I'll get you a present today. And I ordered a cake for myself, but by mistake, I sent it to her address. And it landed exactly when she was thinking, it was her son's birthday also. She was thinking, it'll be so nice if I get a cake instead of baking one. And I called her and said, see, by mistake, I'm sending you a cake. I'm very honest. I told her by mistake, I'm sending you a cake. And then both of us realized it wasn't a mistake. It was the wolf who wanted the cake to go to her. And it was so amazing. I was so happy to hear it was the son's birthday and it wasn't actually a mistake. I was guided to send that. So there's so much magic that you can look forward to. It's an experience. It's not, whatever I explain cannot do justice to what that world has to offer you. Anything you say cannot make you understand how do you be more of yourself. But when you're more of yourself, every thought of yours happens so fast. And then you realize how powerful your thoughts are. The only reason why our life is not really good today is because our thoughts are so confused. And you're like, will it happen? Will it not happen? And then you confuse the universe. But if your thoughts are clear, and when you're more of yourself, you have clarity as who you are. What is your purpose? What makes sense to you? You don't have to run after what other people run after. Other people, because you are different, other people are different, aren't you? There's no one else like you. Is there any other person who's like you? No. So we're so unique and different. So would you like to know that about you? And when you live as more of yourself, you're actually living. Would you like to live life? Do you even know what living means? So those are all the different things that you can learn from the whole shamanic healing. It's nothing to be afraid of. The spirit world is a different level of beauty altogether. And when I discovered it, I was like so amazed. I've had people do journeys with me. I do new moon and full moon journeys, and instantly their tooth pain has disappeared. They have got money just by visiting the spirit world. All this is possible. Would you like to? Because if you change things in the spirit world, the physical world and spirit world are connected. Everything starts changing here too. And this is one world that's so hidden that people don't know about this. Why did we forget about this ancient evolution method that Earth gifted us? Because we've become a little unconscious here and there. But now it's the time for consciousness to awaken again. It's the time for you to discover something more if you're willing to. Did you always know that there's much more to life? Didn't you always know that there is so much more to life? I'm here for something better. I deserve so much more. That's what this is. And in between, you might have given up, given on the experiences or the way, your parents have told you what things are. But would you like to go back to that? Knowing of why am I here on earth? How do I fall in love with this beautiful place? It is not a karma that you're alive. You're not here to, cleanse your karmas or I will be here in the next birth. I mean, don't you get to enjoy the food and the water and the rains and the winds? Where else will you get this? Where else would you get all of this? So that's the beauty of Earth. And what can Earth give you is what shamanic healing is about. Someone says, I'm experiencing butterflies in my balcony garden. So pretty. Isn't that such a pretty sight? When you look at the colorful butterflies and how peaceful they are. They just go, they do their work. They don't get stressed, but they're always alert as to what's happening. So would you like to transform like a butterfly, be so lightweight and change into something so different and beautiful? So these are all the different things that Shamanic can offer you. And yes, I will be sharing the link. I was wondering, I'll just, Shweta, if I post the link to you, would you post it on the chat for me? Is that okay? Because I'm just going to post the link. Any other questions? Any questions based on what I said? What more would you like to know?
Ma'am, I think what you said to a very large extent resonated. I'm sure it resonated a lot with me, and I'm sure it must have resonated with all of our participants here today. My question to you here is if you could just, give us a little, like a guiding tour as to how you got into it, and, what was basically your driving force to actually, walk down this path, and how did you get inspired or involved in this whole process? If you could just walk us through a little bit.
Yeah, so that's a very nice question, and it's down the memory lane for me. So I was in a very bad state. So, very bad state. And, is it okay if you can mute the other people? I think there's some folks, if you're not talking, could you please mute yourself? That'll be like really helpful. Thank you so much. If for any reason you're on unmute.
I would request everybody to please mute themselves, and the people who will be talking, they can unmute at that point in time and talk.
Yeah, okay. So what happened was I was in a really bad state. But when you look at my life from outside, it was fine. Like I was working in IT, I had a really good job, I had a really nice house, I had a nice car, I had a family, so everything I had. But inside, I was like, it's just surviving, going to office, coming back, taking care of family, sleeping. This is not what my life should be. And I asked myself, what's my purpose? And that time I was like, this is not what I was born for, right? Just to go to a job, come back and sleep. And there's much more, there should be something more. So I think that question, when I asked myself, what is my purpose? That was a conversation I had with the universe. And the minute you ask any question to the universe, you will see how things change. And this I did before even I knew what is shamanic healing. I've never heard the word before. And I was a complete logical person. So logical that I don't believe in spirits. I don't believe in God. I've changed now. Now, I believe in spirits. But I was so logical at that point. Like I didn't believe in spirits. I didn't believe in God. I didn't believe in anything unless you show me the proof. And, it was like that. So if you guys think you're logical, it's fine. You couldn't have been more logical in how I changed. And intuition, I was zero at intuition. But when I asked myself, what is my purpose? There was a tarot reader who came to my office, and she kind of, she was a healer. So, Mr. Karthikeyan, could you please mute yourself? There's a lot of noise coming. There's a lot of noise coming from your space. If you can hear me, Karthikeyan, please mute yourself. Thank you. Okay. Malika, would you be able to mute everyone? The host there'll be a button called mute.
Yeah, I'll just request the host to mute everybody.
Just if you can click on mute on. Thank you about that. Yeah, so when the tarot reader came, she said, maybe you should heal yourself. You're very depressed. And I just followed her. And then I started learning Reiki because she was a Reiki, she did Reiki along with tarot reading. And because the tarot reading came to my office, all of this changed. If it hadn't come, I wouldn't have gone out because I didn't believe in any of these things. And that's how the universe set it up for me. And when I started one positive affirmation, because initially she only gave me one positive affirmation to change, I saw how this was working. I saw how by changing the way I think, my life was changing. And I just caught on to it. I was like, I would like more of this. So the word healing became it was like I started shopping for all sorts of healing. If you read my profile, I also do theta healing, which I didn't put in the profile, and everything. I've studied literally all the healings at one point. And then shamanic healing was, because it had the word healing, I was like, this is also a healing, let me do it. But it was so amazing. And I went and found a teacher in USA who refused to teach anyone, and I bugged her for 4 days and I made her teach me. So it was a big thing, because really really stuck to get this done. So I guess that's how my journey started. My journey started with I'm so sorry. Can you please mute yourself, Mr. Karthikeyan? Or can the host mute everyone? Not the host. Okay, let's see. So I think that's the way it started, when I wanted to become more of myself. When I saw one way of changing my thought changes things. And I asked myself, what more is on earth? What more magic is on earth? And then so much more magic started opening up in the form of, and every time I teach shamanic healing, right now I facilitate, more magic comes into my life. Every time. It is so powerful that for one of my friends, his wife was pregnant and she had a lot of pains on the right side. Here, with the spirit world, I was able to move the baby from the right to the left, and the pain reduced around 10 minutes. And then she called me and said, I felt the baby moving from the right to the left. My right side was congested, but the baby has moved. Can you imagine that? Power? You like that? And this power is a power that comes with humility. It's a power that comes with humility. It is not arrogant that I'm so powerful I can do anything. It is, look at nature, right? How humble it is. The plants, if you cut them, they grow again. They don't bother about anything. And nature is so powerful. Like if you look at water, when you drink water, it seems like it's nothing. It's just water. But the ocean can literally suck the whole planet. It has that power. It has that much water. So everything in nature is extremely powerful, but yet it wants to contribute to you. Now look at your pet dog, for example. How many of you have pet dogs? Okay, awesome, Malika. So they are so loyal to you. If you hit them also, they will not bite you. If you like scold them also, they will not bite you. But that dog's mouth has the power. If it decides to bite you, you cannot you cannot do anything, right? If the dog decides to attack you, who's more powerful? But they desire to contribute. Obviously the dog. But it is so loyal to you. It's like, okay, I'm here with you. I like you. Whatever you do, I'll put up with. So that's how nature is. It's so humble, yet it's so powerful. And it's in so much of non-judgment of you, and so much of non-judgment of you, that it will take care of you. So when I get into the space of non-judgment, that's my true power. And that is when what happens? You can do magic like this. You can help people, because the spirit world is always connected. Okay, the physical world is like, I'm in India, you're in US, I can't touch you, I can't see you. But the spirit world is like fully connected. It's like, the whole internet concept they have learned from the spirit world. We're all connected one way or the other. And let me bring it in. So yeah, so that was my whole thing was, how do I be more of myself? I'm not here to be anyone else. And I just caught on to this word, more of myself, more present. And I still am exploring. There is so much more on earth. I'm sure I've not discovered anything. Now, the beauty is I discovered it myself, which is so adventurous. Till one point, you need someone to facilitate you or teach you. But after one point, you're like, what more can I discover myself? And then the awareness comes, the intuition comes in the form of books or movies or someone's work or some other healing class, or you learn directly from spirits. Like my wolf has taught me so many things. The green man is the god of the forests. So I've learned a lot from him. He's my deity guide, and he's taught me amazing stuff, which some of the stuff is coming for the first time on earth. Can you believe learning from people who don't have bodies? People who are spirits. That's what the spirit world has offered me. And there's nothing to be afraid of shamanic healing, because a lot of myths going on around, and people are afraid of spirits and spirit world. And but you don't have to be, because everything on earth desires to contribute to you. So if you let go of that fear, it's a very different way of living. Did I answer your question, Malika?
Yes, ma'am, you answered my question, but just stemming from the last thing that you said, You're right that there are a lot of practices which we associate with, let's say, in fact, the whole term when we talk about occult sciences, the word occult, uh, people tend to have a negative connotation towards it. And specifically, if I do talk about shamanism, because what I understand is that it has concepts where there is a trance-like situation, or the whole concept of talking to spirits. I think somewhere people are scared because anything that is an unknown thing,
Yeah.
the humans are, I think, designed to be scared before they actually go towards it or discover what it is. So if you could just shed a bit of light as to what are the practices, and how we maybe in fact consciously or subconsciously be doing those things. Because yes, absolutely, when we're on this earth, there are times when we do get intuitions, or when we feel that sometimes suddenly, yes, the wind is blowing around us all the time, but sometimes we feel the wind blowing towards us. So yes, that is also kind of an intuition where the earth is sending us a signal. But those things we just take it in a more romanticized manner and everything. But if you could just shed a little bit of light as to how even on a day to day basis we are connected, and how where to see the signs, and how all of those things can help us be more of ourselves, as you said.
Yeah, sure. So first is when you want to be more of yourself, see what is light to you. Don't because everyone says 1,000 things and don't believe them. So even if you take tea, for example, there are many studies that say tea is bad for health, don't drink it. And then there are many people who say green tea is the best for the health, drink it. And then there's another thing that says, so everyone has opinions about everything, and all opinions are diverse. There's not one opinion that, this is the good thing for you. So you will get confused if you read all of that. What but there's something within you that will tell you what's working for you. So you have to follow what is light for you, what feels good for you. Because when I started Reiki, it was like I felt happy for the first time in my life. I slept for the first time in my life after years and years. So someone came and told me, don't do Reiki. And see, I will tell you I'll send you the video where Sadhguru has said not to do Reiki at all. And he's probably said it. I didn't watch it. All I told her is, I know I'm happy. I just want to get more happier. So I'm not going to stop this, because this is what has literally pulled me out of what I'm going. So believe in yourself. And I was not even in a position, and she was a very good friend, the person who told me. I really trust her. But I was not in a position I don't want to go back to where I was. So whoever said it, I don't care who said it, even if God said it, this is working for me. So figure out what works for you. Figure out what works for you. And then your intuition will tell you what is light for you. And the spirit world is your home, because these spirit guides are with you all the time. Have you like been saved from doing something wrong at the last minute? Has do you feel someone is looking out for you when the good things are happening? Do you know that the universe always has your back? Whatever has happened, you were able to get out of it. How many of problems got through, somehow you were able to get out of it. So someone in the background is helping you. So all these spirit guides are there for you. They help you whether you know it or not. There are power animals with you all the time, more than one spirit guide. And it's said that when you're extremely depressed or upset, when you have a fight with those animals subconsciously or unconsciously, they will leave you. When they leave you is when you get into an accident or something really bad happens. Otherwise, they're always looking after you. Now, if I consciously know who's looking after me and I talk to them and I say, thank you for looking after me, wouldn't it be better? How would you feel? Let's say, Malika, for example, I'm your guide and I'm taking care of you all the time, but you completely ignore me. But I will still take care of you. But when you acknowledge that, oh, you're there for me, how would I feel? And can I help you even more?
Right.
So they are there. There's always, look back at your life. Something or someone has, and many times, taken you out of the worst situation. Something when I was so down, I don't know who did that, but some of my guides did that. They were like, see, I'm sending this tarot reader to you, to your office, because you're so dumb, you will not go out and search for it. So I will send them to you. Someone did that for me. Who's doing all this? So we're all connected. I was telling someone who was telling me, I'm feeling alone. So I told her, you're not never alone. Isn't the wind with you? There's so many guides with you. You're just not willing to see them. If you're on earth, you're never alone. There is so many things with you that probably we cannot see. Just because we cannot see them doesn't mean we can't sense them. So rely on your senses. But we've been taught to cut off our senses. You're logical. If you can't see it, it's not there. And the fear of the unknown is something so unconscious. We should let that go. Because Earth itself is such an unpredictable planet. What do you know about Earth? We don't know when the flood will come. We don't know when the temperature will change. And whatever people have predicted, right? Does it happen exactly that way? You can't say. So that's the beauty of the planet. Adventure. It is not like I know A will happen, then B will happen, then C will happen, then D will happen. Everything will happen. That's not that isn't that boring? Does it sound fun to you guys? I can predict everything and it'll happen exactly the way I think of it. Does it sound fun? No, I don't know where my life is heading. And whatever comes, it's like, wow, I'm surprised, I'm amazed. This too can happen. That's the adventure of Earth. That is how Earth is designed. But we have made it a little more predictable with all our thinking. Our thinking contributes a lot to how Earth is. But would you like to receive? You were born to live an adventure. So if it's an adventure, wouldn't you like to talk to different people? Wouldn't you like to see new things? Wouldn't you like to invite more magic into your life? So that's what it is. It's not an unknown, it's an adventure. So we have to change the perception of, I don't know this, so let me not do it. How about I don't know this? Let me see what's happening there. Let me experience this too. Isn't life an experience at the end? Or from the beginning? Wouldn't you like, if you've never traveled, would you like, I really would like to experience travel. I've never eaten an ice cream. Have you seen babies? They don't go with, I've never eaten an ice cream before. I don't want that. They're like, I want to try that. I've never fallen off a table before. They will actually try to fall off because they're like, they don't have a fear of the unknown. You're not born with that. We pick it up. So would you like your life to be like that, like an adventure? Because it makes life worth living. And that's what I have perceived.
Ma'am, Rashmi here has asked you a question.
Yeah, who will save me from myself? Because when I get angry or upset, I tend to hurt myself physically. Okay, Rashmi. So first of all, thank you for asking the question. Thank you for being so vulnerable. You are the only one who can save you. Your guides they're guides. What is a guide? They can tell you what to do, but following it or not is completely up to you. They cannot make you follow what they say. Otherwise, that doesn't become a guide. That becomes like a dictator or someone who's controlling you. So it comes down to self-love, Rashmi. We are here to love ourselves, not to hate ourselves. So you are judging yourself. Why would you want to even hate yourself? Because there's a lot of judgment about you. When you get to non-judgment, the universe did not create you for no reason, and planet Earth did not invite you here for no reason. Both the universe and the earth are looking after you. And whatever you do, how much ever you abuse yourself or others, or however bad you are, the earth will still give you air to breathe, still give you water, still give you food. It's looking out for you. Earth is like this mother that is taking care of you. Are you willing to see that? Are you willing to see that there's what? Because the air is not to be taken for granted, right? If the earth stops giving you air, what will you do? So when we abuse ourselves, you're taking this beauty that has been gifted to you for granted and not even acknowledging that this is something that's been given to you. Not everyone gets to live, do they? So start liking yourself. Whatever it is, forgive yourself, or I'm sure there is the God of greatness in all of you, in you too, Rashmi, in everyone. And I was in a space where I was abusing myself and hating myself. So I changed. So you're willing to change it, you can do it. And you're here to love yourself. I mean, why would you choose to be born as yourself if you didn't like yourself? You could have taken anyone's body. You could have been born as anyone else. You chose yourself because there is something that you have. And that is when it comes back to, are you willing to be more of yourself? Are you willing to be more of yourself? That's Rashmi. Start discovering yourself. Start discovering who you are, and you will stop all of that. Okay, if we need to learn and get facilitated about shamanic healing, what do we do? I think Shweta has posted my Udemy course. You can start there. And I will type my number on the chat. If you would, you can contact me for more details. Anyone who's interested in learning further, I teach shamanic healing. I have an amazing course that is structured for 6 to 7 months, but don't be afraid. You don't have to be there all 6 months, only 2 days per month, because it's very deep healing. Shamanic is not like, I did this, it changed. It changes. If you're afraid of something, you have to face your fears. Like in shamanic, if you're afraid of something, if you have a fear of snakes, it's not that I never see the snake again and I run away from the snake. That's one way of healing things. But in shamanic, if you're afraid of snakes, you will have to face a snake and not be afraid of it. So it changes that way. Are you willing to let go of that much of your fear? Are you willing to become that much more of yourself? It's a deep healing. So that's why we take some time. It's not something that will happen in a day or two. And every class is so intense. But the best part is I simplify it. And I have learned how to make it so simple and easy. And I think that way my spirit guides help me a lot. Okay, the cost, I will send you the details, Gina. I think I do have your number. Otherwise, please give me send me a WhatsApp message. And I will get back with the details. Thank you.
If anybody has any questions for ma'am, it's an open forum. You can please ask, so that we all also get more enlightened and we get to know more about shamanism.
Ma'am,
Yes, sir.
I'm studying, ma'am, shamanism for the last 5-6 months, maybe, I think.
Yes.
But I have not experienced anything.
You have healed people in the class. You just don't want to tell that, you don't want to acknowledge that I have done it.
I have never do anything in that home. What I studied there. Never done anything.
It's not true. Yeah, please listen. Go back to the recordings and listen to them.
That I'm not doing that. I'm quite
please
busy that way.
Yeah.
I'm not experiencing anything. You have said you have experienced so many.
Yeah, because I have seen your experiences, right? Other people in the class have seen your experiences. You just don't want to acknowledge. This is another thing. No, we don't want to trust ourselves. We don't want to believe in ourselves.
What do you do then?
Start believing in yourself. Why would you not believe in yourself? Look at every animal.
How to believe?
You just have to.
But I know, ma'am. You have to believe myself. I have to believe.
Yes.
And
yes.
After some time, I change.
Yes, you have to believe in yourself.
These things I know. But
how did you feel when you found the snake was your guide?
Now it is not much fear. I'm not having much fear. Today I was very fearful.
Yes. See, so you started with the fear of snakes. Now you don't fear snakes. So that itself is a change. So you have seen some change. It's just that the change is not something that we think is really great. And that's where we have to change our thinking. Because like I said, even the air is not to be taken for granted. So when you look at life like that, wow, this has changed, then you will start seeing more change.
Thank you.
It's perception. Thank you. And I think some issues with your son have also been sorted, if I'm not wrong. Oh. The relationship is getting a little better. So things are changing.
Today he's with me also today.
Okay. So it is slow changes. They will actually start coming. Okay. And once we let go of this perception, then the magic will start coming.
But sometimes the magic again comes. That's it.
Well, see, when you heal yourself, it doesn't go in one shot. Your subconscious mind likes to bring the same patterns again and again. So if it comes again, we'll heal it again. If it comes again, we'll heal it again.
Meditation also, I'm doing meditation, yoga, exercise. Daily 1 or 2 meditation I do. 10 minutes, 5 minutes.
Very nice. Minutes.
Then also I'm not really doing this.
See, so the first thing is you have to stop saying, then also it's not happening, but I'm not experiencing it. Because our words are very powerful. The minute we say that, we will stop ourselves from experiencing anything. Okay. So we say, okay, what is happening? Why am I not, what can I be to perceive that? So I have seen changes in your fear of snake going, something with your son shifted, with other people also changing based on what you've done. So when we are not seeing it, the first thing that will stop us from seeing it is saying that I'm not experiencing it or I've not seen it.
But I'm always believing all these things.
I know, that's why I know. That's why you're here.
That's why
yes. So if you believe in yourself also, and acknowledge that I've experienced even the smallest change, when you acknowledge it, more will come. So acknowledge that I've let go of my fear of snakes to start with. And then it will start changing.
Okay, thank you.
Thank you. So the more you acknowledge that the wind is talking to you, or I saw an animal by magic. And another sign, like Navmalika was asking, is how do we know these guides are there? Is whenever you walk, you see horses, when you see butterflies, when you see an eagle suddenly come over to you and you're
I see butterflies, so many butterflies, white butterflies, so many butterflies. Yellow,
these are all
coming to near my kitchen. I'm working there, they come nearby.
So these are all signs that the guides are there with you. Their physical form, if it shows up in one way or the other, even in paintings. So if you see, I have a unicorn there on the light, and if you dig, I have literally a lot of animals here. So keeping them with you gives you that power, and seeing a physical animal is something that gives me so much happiness, because it's actually like that energy is being gifted to you when you see them. So that's a sign. And many people have come to my class and they're like, now I see all sorts of animals. Before your class, I didn't see these animals, but now the kites are telling me something. Every day I see eagles. I see snakes every day. There's few of my students, a snake is their guide. And as soon as they found it, they see snakes. She posted 2-3 times of seeing snakes.
Nowadays, some birds also come to my kitchen, near my kitchen.
So nature talks to you. And more than anything else, isn't that the magic?
But we can understand that that's the real thing.
Yes, you can, and you can understand them now. And they're coming to you because they're telling you that I'm there for you. So those are the signs. Again, feathers.
I see feathers also. White feathers, black feathers.
Yeah.
And crow will come and make some sound, 3 or 4 sound. What they're telling, I don't know.
What they're telling. Now, if you want to, I'll tell you later how you can figure it out.
Okay.
We can Google Crow Animal Spirit Guide. You will get to know.
That book, I never opened it today.
You never opened it, okay.
But the first day I opened. And I kept in my, okay then.
Yeah.
I forgot.
See, it is upon your willingness to receive also. Like, all we can tell you is read this, go and do this. No, it's about how you're willing to take it forward to. So I was willing to read everything and anything and do anything, because I just believed in the concept of becoming.
For last 3-4 weeks, I'm not reading anything. Earlier, sometimes I will read 1 or 2 pages. Most of the books. Nowadays, after 3-4 weeks, not doing it. Something dull, like I don't know what. And I won't sleep in time also. Daily sleeping at 1 o'clock.
Okay, we'll probably talk about it after this, because anyone else, because here they just want to get an introduction of what things are.
Okay, thank you, ma'am.
Thank you. Any other questions?
Ma'am, as we were talking about, so you did mention the role of music also in shamanism.
Yes.
So if you could just elaborate a little bit on that.
So we get what we do is we use drumming music. When you start listening to a different kind of music, there is a beat and a rhythm to it. It is like the beat of how you would have been in a natural setup. And you focus only on that beat of the drum, your mind will go into a trance. So your critical filter, your logical mind will start relaxing, and your subconscious mind will start coming back. So if you see hypnotherapy and a lot of other modalities, they try to access your subconscious. That's where you get the results. It's not from your conscious thinking you get the results. We have to figure out what your subconscious is thinking and change it. So the drumming music is something that will relax your conscious mind and allow your subconscious to start. And it's so powerful. It is so powerful that I don't have to learn hypnotherapy. I don't have to meditate, have meditated for so many years to go into the trance. You can just go to the trance by hearing that music. It's set up that way. And that power comes from the drum you get. Everyone who does shamanic facilitation or should have a drum. If you're only practicing, you need not have a drum. You can still get a lot of drumming music on the internet. You can still use those. But the sound of the drum will put you into that trance. Because you need to see something different. You need to perceive something different. That's the role of the music here.
If anybody else has any other questions, please feel free to ask right now. Ma'am, there's a question that are drums the only instrument?
See, drums are what we traditionally use, and they've been very, very powerful because they have the power of the animal skin. But you can use flutes, you can use anything that gives a steady sound. Those jingles. You can use rattles, anything that gives you that steady sound. And what works for you? For me, I personally love drums. Then there's another of my students who's like, I want the rattles only. So then they use rattles. So whatever works for you.
There's another question.
If a person is possessed, can they be healed through shamanism? Yes, that's the answer.
Ma'am, just furthering on this question only, because when we've been talking about the whole spirit world and everything, so here because when we do talk about if somebody is possessed, so it is in the form of that a spirit is possessing them. So like what is the differentiation here? Like, so is there something called as good spirits and bad spirits, and then that happens, or what is it about? Like, how will we distinguish in shamanism that what is being called as being possessed and the other spirits that you talked about?
Yeah, of course, that's very, very essential, because if there's higher consciousness, there's lower consciousness. And the more we are in fear or worry, or the more you keep away with judgment, that's when all the lower spirits will come and attack you. And that's why shamanic healing, still a lot of people are afraid of the spirits because they are lower consciousness spirits. But when we train, we will learn to handle them. If we don't know how to handle them, they will impact you. Ignorance is not bliss, and ignorance is not going to save you. So they will be impacting you anyway. You'll just not know. You'll just think, I felt more angry, I misbehaved. You'll not even know that it's another spirit or what's happening. But here you get to know, and you get to remove those, and you get to work with higher consciousness spirits. So the magic is in working with the higher consciousness spirits. So we always intend that when we do any of this work, that only those beings who are of higher consciousness will show up, because your intention is very powerful. And the intention with which I start the drumming matters. So if I have fear or doubt, and it's okay, the first 6 months I will take care, I protect everyone, so they don't have to worry, nothing will happen. But by the end of it, you have to let go of the fear and go in with the intention of higher consciousness spirits will help. Because the benefits are priceless. The fear of keeping away from all of this, you cannot actually keep away from them. If you are in fear, there'll be some impact in your life. So ignorance, like I said, is not bliss. It's not going to, just because you can't see something doesn't mean that it doesn't exist, right? So when you actually learn to handle it, it's very different. When you let them go, you are so much more of yourself, right? What makes me less of myself? Other spirits, soul losses, my own depression, my own self-abuse. So letting go of any of these is another way of making you more of yourself.
Ma'am, there's another question. Can it help get out of bad situations, example, relationships or deaths?
Yes. It just doesn't show the way you expect, but it does. So why is that? Because when I learn that there are so many people taking care of me, I kind of start liking myself, right? When I know that I have a wolf who's always backing me up. And then I don't tend to think fear and suffering. I'm like, my wolf is there for me. So would I have fear? No. And I don't tend to think that. I start thinking I'm blessed when you have so many things taking care of you. And then when you start thinking you're blessed, and remember how much abundance is earth giving you air and water and food. So why would the earth not give you money? So when you start changing the way you think, becoming more of yourself, clarity of yourself, and purpose. So I would like to become a healer. that's what I thought when I started my Reiki. I was like, this is my purpose. I would like to continue healing. I would like to be more conscious. And then everything opened up to fit what I desire. But I have the clarity of this is where I like to head. So when the confusion reduces, you have clarity, and you're like, wow, there's so many people with me. When you have so many guides with you, will you feel unsafe? Will you feel worried? Will you like cry? All those will stop. So automatically money starts coming because you are happier. You're much more of yourself. Relationships, we will have to learn how to self-love. Now it will definitely start changing with the 6-7 months, but it's not that 100% will be sorted. That depends on you. Some people can sort it 100%. So that's why you keep healing yourself. Like healing is like brushing your teeth. You do it every day. There's no limit to how much you can heal yourself and how much you can fall in love with yourself. There's no limit. How much more can you love yourself tomorrow than today? Is there any limit to it? So work on the relationship with yourself. All the other relationships will recover. I'm an example for that. Nowadays, when people see me, they're like, in fact, people say I look good. Okay. And this is something I've not heard for all of my life. Before I did all of this, all I hear is your eyes are too big. In fact, people are like, I can't believe someone has such big eyes. But when I changed, when I started thinking, I like myself, then everyone else started saying, we actually like you. So it's about how you see yourself. So definitely that can be shifted. Can it help reducing weight and increasing height? So if you love yourself, would you love your body? Would you not take care of yourself better? Then the weight goes away. It's all perspective. Yes, Harshita, you can add something. Okay, someone asking one second, Harshita. So Rashmi is asking which healing will be helpful for me. How will I know? You just have to follow your intuition. If the word more of myself, understanding and loving earth, animals calls you out, then shamanic is for you. If it doesn't call you out, you can explore something else. Harshita, you wanted to say something?
Yeah, so I'm already doing Shamanic with Nithya, and it has changed a lot. And obviously, it's a thing how much you are willing to receive. It's not a magic happened in one day, one night. How much you are willing to receive, how much you are willing to practice. Yes, so yeah, I'm being in magic with Nithya and learning Shamanic. It's awesome.
Thank you so much, Harshita.
Thank you. Yeah.
Thank you
Thank
for the
you.
It is magic how much you're willing to receive. And only if you have, so I would recommend all of you, please look at my Udemy course. The preview is free. So with the preview, you'll get a connection. You'll get an idea of whether, I would like to do this or not. And if you like it, you can pay and it's only 500. You can find your guide. Then you can come to me and say, I would like to do more. And your guide will go for it. And if you don't have the calling after watching the video, that's fine too. It's just choice. Everything is available in the universe. What makes sense to you? For me, deep healing made sense. There are others who are like, I don't want to heal myself. I'm like happy where I am. Whatever works for you.
I want to add one thing more. Before starting my shamanic, I was like very much confused, busy in my joint family, and I have been like in regret for so many things. But after connecting to nature and learn shamanic, I'm like, if I'm going in my terrace, I'm enjoying with clouds. If I'm going for a walk, I'm saying, oh dog, oh duck, oh swan. So I'm busy with them. I don't have more complaints. It's not like I don't want more things from life. I'm getting everything, but slowly. And I'm like more surprised with rain, with clouds, with nature. So it is changing my life. It is changing the view of my life.
It is.
Yes.
So if you just go to a place with a lot of trees and sit down, and let's say there's no humans around. Nowadays, it's hard to be in places. You find humans everywhere, but when there are no humans around, it is so calming. The trees don't send you negative energy or I don't like you or judgment. Right? It is so amazing.
Yeah,
And
even going in terrace makes me like, wow, so magical. See how beautiful clouds are. See how weather is. So it's all about after learning shamanic.
Thank you so much, Harshita. It's about receiving the gifts that this planet is offering you. Isn't it filled with beauty? The ladybugs, the small red ones, I go crazy if I see them. They are so pretty. Where else do you get, in which planet do you see ladybugs? I mean, where do you get to see wolves? So it's just like, and observing them, how are they living? They don't care about you. They are like minding their own business and so happy and healthy. And animals don't fall sick as often as, except pet animals do, but wild animals, like, have you seen them fall sick? Do they need hospitals? So how would you like to live like that? So healthy, and it's the beauty of Earth. It's just the magic that the Earth is. And realizing that you're a gift to the Earth just by receiving what the Earth offers you. So that's what it is. And have you gone to a place of nature with it's full of trees? Your skin will breathe more easier. The air feels so good, doesn't it? Compared to the city. So would you like your body to come alive? Would you like to enjoy what the planet has to give you? By healing yourself. Now, the healing is a transformation. So it's not that easy. It's not like you come, yay, everything is sorted. We will have to dig into your deep places. We will have to tackle some memories. We'd have to like throw it out, churn, transform. But the transformation is worth it. It is deep, it is intense, but it's worth it.
Thank you so much, ma'am. It's
Thank
been
you.
a pleasure. We today, at least I learned quite a lot about shamanism. I wasn't aware about it. And I would request everybody, whoever wants to know more about shamanism, ma'am has posted the link. So they can all go to the link, see and explore if that's what works for them. And thank you so much, ma'am, to take some time out for all of us to enlighten us about shamanism, and that there is another way of life that can help you be better, be yourself more, and just be happy and enjoy your time on earth.
Yeah, enjoy your time on Earth. Where else would you get this beautiful place? So enjoy the animals. How many species are there? How many are there? If you start researching that, there's so many. And so it's a different kind of magic. Thank you so much for inviting me onto this platform. I'm so grateful, and thank you for everyone who joined. Again, sorry for the delay, and really appreciate that all of you waited 30 minutes and still joined. I'm so grateful for that. And I hope you start receiving from Earth. Believe in yourself, trust yourself, and see all the beauty around you. Be glorified in that beauty. Thank you so much, guys.
Thank you, ma'am. Thank you, everybody, for joining us today. Thank you so much, and hope
Bye.
you have a great
Thank
rest
you.
of the
Thank
day.
you, ma'am.
Gratitude,
Bye.
ma'am.
Thank you, everyone.
Thank you.
Bye.